3.
This is a welcome to the NFL moment for the rookie out of Georgia.
Few times, no safety help to that side, and Womack just had no chance. The little hesitation there.
Does it here for 10. Yeah, Jordan Whitehead is covering him, and he starts as though he's going to run a shallow cross.
He's playing one-on-one with no help. Demarcus Robinson, what a move. That step
away from man coverage the last couple weeks. Mike Zimmer, the new defensive coordinator, taking over in Dallas, playing more man.
Taylor Britt on this. You're going to get into that trail position right now. You've got Trey Tucker on top. Watch his eyes. He's on the player as soon as he...
This should be pass interference. Parker Washington, covered by Isaiah Rodgers. Gets a little, he's handsy there, but not enough to...
And Tyler Lockett just goes immediate fade route. Darius Williams, he just gives up on the play.
Motions across. He knows he's got one-on-one on Nixon. He goes out. No, he goes in. No, and he fakes and he goes back. Nixon.
Just a really good route at the top of the screen and getting to
Corner Stingley, he actually beats him. He's as good as there is with that release. Ball's there. He just
great game last week. This is single high, really good coverage by Stevens, but this ball is perfectly thrown back shoulder.
Rakestraw, their second-round pick in coverage.
13, first down Miami.
and Waddle's first reception, first target of the day. That time working against Douglas, this an out.
And you just, it's these releases, right? Just a great job on that release. I mean, he gets Cam Taylor-Britt turned completely around.
Really good play design. A.J. Brown's coming in motion, and for Ronald Darby, everything tells you he's running across the field. And as a DB, you have to get...
On Jalen Jones at the top of this route. Just a little wiggle to the top and then completely turns him around and finishes the route by coming back to the quarterback.
This in-breaking route here. Trevor Lawrence hits him right on time, and he gets pulled down.
13-yard line.
What a nice job of running this smash combination. Jake Bobo, they're going to switch, and then you get all this room to the outside for Jack.
Dan's in there. Watson has got that great vertical route on Carlton Davis. Nothing there. Yeah, he's very competitive at the catch point, Carlton. If you're going to catch it, you got to work for it.
Marcus Robinson, and just watch how he goes up and out. Reek Woolen is chasing from the jump. He has no opportunity to make a play. That's a beautiful ball by...
Great understanding of Kirk Cousins, understanding I got a man read. I'm going to work to the right side of my screen, one-on-one.
Rookie Cade Stover, who's a good tight end, but man, that little push off there, but that length that Gardner had.
But it's just the speed of Flowers is the third element. Why they're so difficult.
Well, no doubt. I mean, he's going to look to the right first after the play fake, and this is his second option. He knows he's got to get that ball between the 8 and the 6.
Screen. He's going to play a little outside leverage, right? Force him into the safety. See how he gets outside? Now he's just in trail because he knows he's got a safety coming over the top and...
Stop and then go again, and then slam on the brakes. Slow down his speed, give him the little shimmy, and then he's got to get back to the quarterback.
In Green Bay with number 8.
Remember, he hit him on a 4th and 1 on that stuttering go. This time he gets Petrie one-on-one. Petrie loses balance there, makes it easy.
Brian Thomas Jr. out there on Isaiah Rodgers. It just gives a little bit too much ground. I think it's the second, double clutch.
Was that stutter step?
Because of the injuries to the cornerback, he's outside, so he's in man coverage, and he just reads it. Probably could have been.
My goodness, what a catch by him. Tyson Campbell plays this about as well as you can as a DB. Gets his head back and Quinyon Mitchell here on third down. And he just attacks him and quick speed out. This is good timing with Trevor getting the ball on.
Slater has been outstanding. And then a little surprising, we didn't see Denzel.
That one-on-one matchup. Adams won the last one. Watch this. Great recognition. Balls.
About, Antonio Pierce, wanting to bring the volume down. Maybe this just slides kind of right into that approach that he... Yeah, but this is well done by both guys. Desmond Ridder keeping it alive. And look at all the defenders there. Look at how he drops that one in right over the top.
Ball leads him a little bit more. He has Taylor in the perfect position. The ball is right there. Ooh. He should have caught it. Taylor did a good...
Right here, but look at this route. It's just a slant and go. And he's got to just sink with it. Banks right there gets stuck in the turf.
From Daniel Jones to what just happened there.
You've heard of a 3-step slant route. This is a 1-step strike route. He's going to take 1 step and fly like a bullet inside.
Just going to run a little fade right there. Now, you know how many times that these two have thrown this, and that's in a good spot. And again,
what a grab, though. One-handed.
Oh, my gosh. Ridiculous catch.
The play clock is running.
Yeah, that maybe the shin gets down.
For 34 yards. 33, make it.
A little out and up. And just the ability to separate two receivers.
Bryce Young makes a good throw. Here's the ball right there. Now he has it.
That is
look
incredible.
At him take
John
the
Charles.
ball away.
But now he's matched up with a big body. London, he's become their slot receiver. Was drafted to play outside.
The coverage was excellent. Look at this. Roquan, go do your job. Take your guy. Don't worry about the run. Good job by him there. Same thing with Kyle Hamilton. Eyes are in the correct spot, not on the...
An unbelievable catch. He's the guy in critical and crucial moments that seems...
He's got presence and awareness, but also just good ball skills, Jason.
Absolutely, and that was excellent technique.
Watch Allen going out, but watch Melton, the rookie out of Rutgers. Gets a little hook, a little grab, hangs on to him. Strong throw and a mature route, because watch what Harrison does at the end of the route. He essentially posts up on Steven.
And there's Jackson Smith and Jigba. The way that they set up this play is beautiful because you have Jake Bobo, who's going to bring Darius Williams with him.
And there's St. Brown in the slot where he does more damage than just about anybody in the league. Laporta.
Of the Falcons wins, and Dak just keeps it alive. Throws a knuckleball that Dowdle can't quite catch initially.
It looked like he basically caught it with one hand. Let's see. There's Addison going to fake the block right there. Let's see what
area together. And when DeAndre Hopkins sees that, he then goes vertical. Total
ended up being that completion because Stokes was in decent coverage. But when you throw the ball early like that, and then he knows...
This is great coverage by Reek Woolen. Just watch how he's one-on-one, no help, and he's able to cover Cooper Kupp, which then has... Oh, there it is, which then has Matthew Stafford going to...
Sort of react just a little bit to this route and able to get it right in behind. Justin Jefferson, he changes the weather, right? Everything. So anytime they can occupy the middle of the field and allow Jefferson to get in behind that linebacker, you have done with Justin Jefferson first. This little dig route, this has been the bread and butter of this offense almost. You don't have to get that second foot down.
The knee and the second foot coming down. It's been a few of those, but good job. Reed is the guy that they want to get the ball to, and this crossing route across the field, excuse me.
And actually, as he's trying to turn up the field, Tyke Smith.
49 to go. Let's get the fans into it a little bit.
Thinks about his young quarterback in Sam Darnold. You're going to see Oliver come out. The back end, you saw all the coverage. Everybody up to stop the run. Double team on that side. There's no other receiver over there. Pure double team, so forced to go back the other way. Now you've got more of the one-on-one type situations. You've got three receivers and adding Hawkinson to that mix.
Here's Hopkins here. He just comes up and then he comes across, and you're going to see then Kelsey as he drags across the front of the goal line. It puts the linebacker in a real well, a good design here by Liam Cohen, because Ryan Miller, number 81, he's the one who pushes up the field and forces Justin.
Remember, this is a guy who had 95 catches before he got hurt at the end of the season a year ago. Second
receiver. The ball's up in the air. You're trying to track it. You're looking into the rain. You think it's a little underthrown like that with Watson, and it just...
Talked about the lack of the big play in the offense overall this year. Watson is wanting that ball more down the middle, and Patrick leads him. I understand. Josh played his first defensive snaps last week, and you see that you get a veteran guy like DeAndre Hopkins.
Starting two rookies. One of them's the left tackle, Tyler Guyton. Really nice job out there on the perimeter. He makes the first block.
The catch happened to play before. Here's another one right over the top of his head. Look how Stevenson has an arm in on it.
Complementary pieces on this Falcons offense. Mooney, of course, he's the downfield guy, as you mentioned. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, some big bodies.
Out of moves right here, makes the first guy miss. The spin move at the last second. Bro. And then, what, Tiki, you're right. What is that?
Bro, he for making a bad throw. He put it too high. His running back, Dearness Johnson, had position. If this ball was just driven
here They were the best tackling defense in football, and we've seen time and time again today between Carson.
I was sure that this was intercepted. Tyler Johnson goes, gets right underneath, and that's Rick Woolen. He's just waiting for it. Go
corner from Syracuse. I like the vision of the quarterback, Caleb Williams. He had the play that he wanted, just a tad late delivering the football. Wide open, you cut down on the play fake, and the play doesn't develop quite as well. Murray had the patience to go with the full at all in the first half. Very rarely has the ball come his way, and sometimes when it goes that long, the concentration.
And that was a big league hit.
This was more of a direct shot by Kyler Murray. That one's got to be up in the air. I think with
Jigba having a huge day.
And he really is, and it goes back to the hard count. The Rams defense jumps offside, and then one way to pick up the first down, just jump over all the defenders. He hurdles two guys to get the first down for the Seahawks. What a play. All right, Puka definitely another offsides and immediately converts to a deep ball by Jackson Smith and Jigba. And really what the issue is, the Rams secondary, they need to
cut this slant route, this outside slant route. And right when.
Wow, Akello Witherspoon, he does actually tip it a little bit. But Cody White, great concentration and awareness. Witherspoon, I talked earlier about how critical he is to this Seahawks defense. Look at the coverage. I love that he did not interfere with Kupp.
Marvin Harrison untracked recently. They moved him into the slot, and it's a crossing route, but he doesn't get the ball put on
the field. To break this one up from A.J. Brown, just gets the ball out of his hands.
Tyler Lockett, as soon as he feels he has a chance, he turns right back around, and the ball placed by Geno. You don't usually see him just throw up a jump ball to Davis Allen, the tight end, working on 6'3" Rick Woolen. Like
his break yet. Clearly, this is highly repped, and they knew exactly where he was supposed to be. As soon as he turned the corner around C.J. Gardner.
I love that Sean McVay always puts him in motion. When he goes in motion, you can't jam him. And then he's able to just find that. The other saying it wasn't. All right, there's the catch. I'm looking at both feet. He drags.
Did he have possession?
Did he have possession? Looks like he had possession.
I think this is 3 straight plays. There's contact downfield where you're going to ask, was the contact before the ball?
Secondary, just watch the way that Rick Woolen stays on top of the route, and then he knows he's going to have help from the inside with Julian Love.
Over the field, whether that's getting sacks, tackles for losses. This is him in coverage right now of just reading Trevor Lawrence's eyes. And
trying to play and start learning to play on that second level, and it's hard to run backwards. You know this, Jason, as a DB, but I think he has control of this, both feet in bounds. That'll be a touchdown.
Deep zone, that means the corner's rolled up, but he sees the ball.
And I think now they're going to go for 2. They're going to try to ace the 14 play. We'll get to that here in a second. Nice job keeping his feet in by Jalen Tolbert.
Back to set up 3rd down.
It was an unbelievable catch. Actually, when he threw it, I thought A.J. Terrell was going to pick it.
Yeah.
He runs, and then it clouds this vision. He's wide open in the middle of the field. Dak will throw that ball on the over route. Plays in the slot. Press coverage one-on-one. Darnell Mooney, he has been a handful on these downfield passes all nice.
The ball was a little inside, and Wilson can't come down with it, but
on that inside spot and just going to pivot out, waits for the play to break. Jordan Battle, and he's in great position.
This is what Derek Carr does so well, those touch passes in the perfect spot. Right foot's down, knee down.
And when you can build this kind of rapport early on in the relationship between quarterback and wide receiver, you know, that's awesome. I mean, DJ Turner gets on top.
Mostert at 14, a run by Achane at 10, a run at 12 by Mostert. 6 quick ones, right?
Brock Bauer, he's at the point of that trio right there. It's a great throw by Gardner Minshew. It's a great play defensively by Jordan Battle. Brock Bowers has it. Look at him drop it in. Look at him continue to fight that right arm.
Ran a slant last week for the touchdown. A very similar play there. Cover 3. Watch Lee get. He knows the ball's going to come right now. and Bryce Young delivers it on time.
This was actually a great job by Marlon Humphrey. He's beat right there, and then he adds the burst.
Play set up, and Andre Josevich is outside. You've got the two quick solutions inside, but you've got one-on-one all alone down
to go. And Jack Jones providing a little spark for the Raiders.
A little bit, Elam. If Tua had been able to put this out in front and run through it.
Here's Mike Gesicki right here, but I want you to watch these two guys. They both jump the screen. And there he goes down the field. I mean, just... And that's what the pressure does. You know, everybody talks about, you know, getting the...
Sanders is really a receiving tight end. He does have a big body, but he catches the ball really well, and you can see the athleticism with that move.
And how about that was the first Panthers play of...
Well, watch Coker run inside and then out. And they're just trying to go with a little go route on the outside, a takeoff. And he
again. Waddle's on the outside. Tyreek Hill's going to take this up. I thought they were going to go to the corner and Tyreek Hill, but instead Tua steps up in the pocket. Williams comes up to make the hit.
Two guys are building early on in this relationship. And he had a breakout game last week. And I don't know what Isaiah Polamau...
Watch, he's going to go up the seam. He realizes they're in zone. So instead of continuing to run up the seam and get covered, he stopped.
Well, I thought the ball was too high because Bryce Young had a nice pocket. He's open. And watch him go up and get that ball.
As though, when you watch this play, watch at the very end with DJ Ivey. The reason Brock Bowers is trying to make a one-handed catch is because DJ Ivey has that left arm trapped.
By Robinson.
It's a good job extending the play. Sutton reading the tea leaves with everyone inside and finding the play design. One guy runs through, he comes up, and it's a soft little move toward the post, so you can throw it on that mid-second level, not quite the third level, and then Flowers showing that speed.
Yeah, and here we go. Just everything that you think you're going to see coming into the game kind of disappears. And you know, Gardner Minshew hinted at this a little bit.
Watch. You got to pop out and run with him. And that's really hard for Ellis right there to have to align in the line of scrimmage and take the wheel route. It's a perfectly thrown.
Coming out of the slot right here. And watch the job. Oh, no, he was in a little bit further. My fault. And just the push right there. It's a really nice job by DeCamerion Richards. Just really, really well done right here. Watch as he goes into the in route. The safety's coming down. And just perfect timing.
So two deep safeties. So you know that the seams are open right there in front of the safety.
Cover two man. So as a man defender, you can trail knowing you have help over the top. A lot of hands there. Josh Allen has to throw this ball much sooner than he wanted to.
Goes for the football, and that's you're either going to make a play or you're going to give up a touchdown. Good job by Wilson.
We'll see if May can avoid anything here.
This time they press it up. Really nice stab.
Rick Bourne.
That's a nice job. I mean, you want to get a few more yards. See, you have short, just a little short. Keep driving that up. I understand the timing of it. And he's just doing a great job of getting inside, creating some separation, and knowing he's going to get crunched. Defending the boundary, and then has the range as he's on that other boundary coming all the way across the field, reading the quarterback.
And to be able to put this ball exactly right there on the sideline and adjust.
He's going to come across here, and then he's going to work himself back out when Mason Rudolph comes off the front side. So the front side is where they're trying to go. Then you see him just wrap back around here.
It just seems like the Chargers, it seems like they know exactly what route is coming.
Extends the play, puts it right down the chalk, and Woods, does he stay in bounds?
That right foot, did he toe tap it? The Texans are going to go.
That we've seen the Browns throw. They have been adamant about this. Boy, I think that's a touchdown. Holy smokes, that is a great job of getting that toe down.
Just layers that ball, and Douglas brings it in, gets both feet down by Henry. You can see him here on the inside, out, up. Look at Brown. Just in phase, beautiful. At the bottom, you can see him here, but you can jam him here, jam him, and now you can't grab when he comes back off.
Jameis Winston, his first pick of the season.
Pulled up a little bit. Yeah, really, again, Ward he's a man coverage specialist. He has movement skills.
Drake May was between throws. Are we throwing the back shoulder or are we throwing the fade? You want to throw that back shoulder. You've got to keep that outside toward the...
Johnson just ripping down the middle of the field, reading middle safeties, open and wide, two deep shell. Alvin, this is exactly what you want. Third and long. Ertz was covered. Okereke.
Going to the middle, and then Ward sits here in the flat. And so there's nobody behind there. The safeties rotate to one safety in the middle of the field.
A right elbow as he comes off this slant. Let's just see where this thing hits. Or the left elbow right there.
Bridge right here on Theo Johnson. But this is NFL open, Chris. I mean, your quarterback's back there. De'Ami Brown, the former Tar Heel from North Carolina, getting past Drew Phillips. That's Drew Phillips' tackle to make. You see him a little slow off the line of scrimmage. He's waiting for the inside guys to clear. But on this deep crosser, getting behind the second level, under the first, over the second backer, and behind McFadden.
Inside coverage right here, right? Linebacker, that's Christian Ellis. Little angle route.
Theo Johnson's just going to go ripping up the field. And that's a perfect back shoulder throw. It's one thing knowing what the route is, but you're getting all that cushion. You got to go past the sticks. Can't get negative at the top.
To do. And again, Winston did a really nice job coming to the backside last week. Now they get into a scramble drill situation, but again.
And just an easy little slant route underneath. Boom, there goes Malik Neighbors. Take advantage of that cushion out there.
By Mason Rudolph that just was errant. Run the slant right here and look at how far behind.
You don't see this very often on third and medium. Denzel Ward giving a generous cushion. And to me, you know, he's typically
on top of the defensive back right here, just outrunning. And that is one where you just got a 3-by-1 formation right here in the slot. And watch, you just run it off quick against the zone.
He had 5 targets in the first 6 games.
On Booty, they've got a safety and a corner right down here on the top of your screen. And you watch this safety come over. See Diggs there?
Offensive line giving him enough time, and Mechie sees him back there. He's kind of out of the route, and then he comes back, works back underneath where he is open.
You could see him right here, man-to-man, right there as he's running with him. And look at him, outside leverage, forcing him to the sideline.
In regulation, the New York Jets, 21, and the Houston Texans, 10.
Low route combination between two guys here on the bottom, and Akine is going to be one of those guys. You're going to get some one-on-one opportunities.